We're live.
Are we actually recording this one?
Red circle is on.
It's a square. It's got rounded edges.
It's a circle, right?
Well, yeah, technically it doesn't have corners.
So therefore, it is not a square.
It is not a square.
And a square is a rectangle.
What is that shape? What is a square with rounded corners?
I don't know. There should be a name for a shape, for that shape.
There probably is. It's probably just like a polygon.
Poly means 5. It doesn't have 5 sides. It has all of one side. So that's a circle, sir.
It's not a circle because it has sides. Circles don't have sides.
But it doesn't have edges.
So it's a triangle.
No, because tri means 3.
What the fuck do you call a thing with 4 sides and no corners?
Anyways, it's a box. Take your dick out of the box and start thinking.
Hey, dick is in the box. It's my dick in a box. We just got shut down for that.
Fuck!
Me singing that one.
Always getting shut down.
Little snip. That's cancel.
Always getting us shut down.
That's cancel culture.
Alright, so welcome. Welcome back.
What is that, man?
I
haven't seen you in like 26 minutes.
I know. But actually, for a while there, it was like 2 or 3 days.
Yes, because
you're just like, yo, bro, you alive?
All of a sudden, you decided to sleep when everyone else in the world was awake, and you'd come out like a vampire. It's like you heard Fleetwood Mac, and you're like...
Once I heard the sun going down, because I could hear it in my tingly senses, then I was like, oh,
what is the... Hold on. What is the sound of the sun going down?
I don't know. You see, you're not a vampire, so you wouldn't know. You got to hear it. Like, you got to be one of us.
What the fuck is that movie that we watched when we were growing up? The Little Vampire? Where they fucking spun that shit off the, like, mountaintop and all the other vampires showed up?
Nah.
You don't remember that?
It was probably like a bat signal.
The little white kid with the spiky hair that was in every movie growing up.
Macaulay Culkin?
Jonathan Lipnicki.
How do you remember names like that? But alright.
Great question. Shouts out, dude.
Shouts out. Like, you know this motherfucker. Anyways.
He's probably the only human being that is bored enough to...
Can you let me get through my intro?
No.
Functional Degenerates, episode 2, because we went episode 0.5 where we were learning things. Episode 1 was kind of like, let's jump into it. Episode 2 is like, this really should have been the first episode, I think.
Yeah.
Although we were learning.
It definitely seemed like episode 1 made more confusion than it was worth actually putting out.
Yes.
But for the 49 people that watched it, I mean... The 5 of you that watched it 3 times over. Thank you. We appreciate it.
Yeah, I watched it twice, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd go in there and see how the edit came out.
I watched it with other people. I made other people watch it.
With you.
With me.
Were you like, can you sign in on your YouTube?
Yeah, like we need our stats to go up, so
yeah.
If you wouldn't mind.
But we got a lot of like feedback from episode 1 that there's a lot of inside shit and shit that people wouldn't understand besides us.
Yeah.
So we have to answer those questions now.
Alright, so first off, 'tis life, random as fuck. Like
it's like an action and a saying and a verb all at the same time.
Not pre-thought, on the spot. It just happened.
It just happened.
And then a dove.
That's the cool thing I think about podcasting and vlogging. Well, vlogging, I don't know. I feel like vlogging people try really, really hard. And like they know what they're about to say. Like it's almost semi-rehearsed, but it's not.
It's like that. It's the Keeping Up with the Kardashians thing. Like it's scripted, not scripted.
Yeah, but like podcasts, like just on the spot.
Yeah,
shit happens.
Honestly, it just happens. Shit happens.
'Tis life. See, perfect. It just fits anywhere you need it to fit. But first question. So we're both active duty at the moment. Now ask us that in 6 months. You might get a different answer.
Probably you're going to get a different answer.
Anyways, so yeah, we're both active duty military. We're both currently deployed. So some of you are like, yo, why does it look like you guys are filming on a fucking potato?
Oh, dude, quality is shit.
Yeah, so we have shitty Wi-Fi. We have, minimal resources. Like our video setup with audio is super trash right now, but we're making it work.
Yeah, I mean, we're making do what we can with what we got. So the laptop we're using won't export anything over potato.
Over potato.
So potato is what you guys get. Sorry, my laptop kept crashing.
But we're gonna start from nothing, start from ground zero, and we're just gonna work our way up.
Yeah.
Because I hope that in a couple months, once we're out of here, we can get it going and then get a nicer setup. And I want to build a whole studio that we're working on right now. And then we'll go, and I think it'll take off. I think we'll get some following,
yeah.
And I think our quality is just gonna go up.
Because we're gonna have the New Year Not Me studio, like.
New Year Not Me?
Yeah, like I'm not gonna go out of my way to try to change the way I am.
Okay, that makes sense. So that was one question, and then Yeah, so we're deployed, so that's why it's shitty quality. We're talking about the fucking sand and it's the desert, and, I'm drinking fucking 16 bottles of water a day, so like...
If you want to know anything about the desert, it's hot, it's dry, your nose is dry, your eyes are dry,
your skin is dry. Everything is dry.
It's dry. Like, that's it. It's the fucking desert.
Yeah. Plain and simple. What's next? What do we got?
So, who are we?
Jeff Bailey.
I'm Jeff. That's Vin. Vinny, Vincent.
Vin.
Vinchego. Mozzarella. Whatever you want to call him.
Yeah, I gotta go by anything nowadays. When I was growing up, I used to like get mad at Vinny and like things that weren't Vincent. Like people would always mistake you. Oh, are you Victor too? Like, no, I'm Vincent. But nowadays, I don't give a fuck. People just like, hey, yo, what's up?
Gee, my mom used to just yell stupid, and I'd turn my head and be like, what? She still calls me stupid. I still do the same thing. She's like, hey, stupid, come here. And I'm like, hey. She's going to beat my ass for this. She's going to hear this.
Is your mom watching our podcast?
She might be, honestly. And if she is, she's very disappointed in the life choices that we're making.
Yeah.
But it's all right, because I text her while we're making the shitty life choices.
So I feel like, I know my sisters are watching. So I feel like my sisters are watching, and then they're going to show out, look what Vin's doing.
And your mom's going to see a tower of White Claws holding up your ceiling in your house.
Yeah. I think my mom has me on Snapchat, so I think she saw those snaps that day.
Okay, at least she...
But at the same time, that was like 2 days into me leaving, so it was more like phone calls, so I think I might have cleared that, and I got her to miss it.
Got it.
Either way.
I'm sorry, Mom. I promise I'm not a bad influence on your son.
I'm the bad influence on myself.
Yeah.
I'm actually, I think, a bad influence on you.
I don't know if you're a bad influence on me, or if it's like a combination of just stupidity.
Yeah.
Like, we're both equally retarded.
Because there's days that you're like, I need to do shit. I got things to get done. I got to run errands. And I'm like, hey, we're going to go do some stupid shit. You're like, all right, that's what we're doing. Oh, what was it? Ripping out fence posts.
Yeah.
And you're trying to be productive.
Hey.
And then it was like, hey, we're going to redo the entire floor in our basement and get super drunk while we do it.
Yeah, somehow everything starts as a good idea. It's half-baked ideas. I think that's what we're really good at. It's, hey, we should do this. You know what? I can do that.
Can we be like half sauce ideas?
Half sauce ideas. I like that. Half sauce ideas.
Because we don't bake.
Yeah.
Can't bake.
That's fair. So, half sauce.
It is what it is,
It's like when you get a swimming pool full of liquor and you dive in it. What the fuck is that? Is there a squirrel in your fucking bed?
There might be. It might be a fucking cat up
Dude,
there.
if a raccoon pokes its hand out of there, I'm out. I'm sorry.
I already told you to leave once. We can go for 2.
I would volunteer to leave the second time. You were just in a pissy mood at first. That's
yeah,
why you told me to leave.
That's fine. We get very sidetracked because you didn't even ask the question of who we are. Basically, he's flow grown because I know what that means now. I'm California born and raised, and we both got stationed up in Dover.
Yeah.
So we met in Delaware through a mutual friend.
We met at a fucking beer festival. Well, no.
Well, no. So you got to go back because we already knew each other from like house parties and like hanging out with the same crew or same crowd of people. But then like, how did we actually start hanging out? Because that's a really random and cool story.
So honestly, like, if we hadn't met at Oktoberfest that year, like, because we saw each other and we're like, hey, I know you.
Oh, that's right.
And we were like,
that wasn't the one.
Like, fuck it, let's just link up.
Yeah, because we realized that like every time we were around, we were like, hey, I like what this dude's saying.
What's up, man?
I get along with this guy.
And then somehow it became, yo, who can stack a bigger wizard staff of plastic cups?
Yeah, because the beer festival they do over there, you get little like
plastic
8-ounce Dixie cups.
Yeah.
And then it's kind of like, yo, how big of a stack can I get?
And if anyone doesn't know what a wizard staff is, it's just a collection of whatever you have. So if it's like cans, you just take cans together. Cups, you just stack cups.
Until you're like trying to drink out of a cup like this.
And you're holding it and it's like top heavy, so it's doing this thing. It's crazy.
Yeah.
But it's a good time.
It is a great time.
So, nevertheless, I don't know how to lose. So I started finding ways to cheat the system.
Asking people for their cups. Are you done with that stack? Are you done with that stack?
Dude, I think I ended up with a stack. I think someone just stacked their shit inside of mine. And I came back and my stack was...
I want to know how many times we said stack in a 1 minute period. I just like, I want to get the counter. Ding, 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 ding.
Stack. Alright.
But, so they're mutual friends. And then we like started seeing each other like at the same thing. So beer festivals, seeing each other at the same bars and whatnot, or like at the same like what would you call those that we do like on base, like the get-togethers or like
like
the
just
first Friday shit,
little events and stuff.
Yeah, like the first Fridays.
We saw each other. Somehow it was always revolved around drinking too. Like every time we met up, we were both at a bar, drinking some sort of like bougie ass beer.
Yeah.
Like,
so I think we have like similar taste buds, because we don't have the exact same taste.
But
because you like really like baller icy shit.
Yeah.
Where I'm like, I could do without. I just like fitted nice shit.
Yeah, that's fair.
But we always kept seeing each other, and then there was the one night that kind of like sealed the deal on our friendship. It was very random.
It was so Kelly, I think, was the one who was like, you know what, we should go to breweries, and I was like, I don't really know any, but I was like, I know a guy. So I called him. I was just like,
that's a side note. It's my hobby.
Yeah.
Breweries, beer, all that shit. That's my hobby. That's like one of the things I do.
And I think it was because we had talked about it at the festival. Like we actually had
because I was like, oh, have you been to this spot? Like, oh, I've been to this spot. Super cool. Rad place, cool beer.
Dude gave me a full layout of most of the breweries in Delaware. At that point he had gone to most of them.
Yeah.
So I was like, you know what? Fuck it. This dude knows what he's doing. He's cool people. Let's do it. Let's do the military thing of just randomly trusting a person you met 5 days ago.
Yeah, that's the cool thing about the military is like you meet people and just instant bond.
Yeah.
Or like you know them for a week and just boom, solid rock.
I think it's because we all just you're not gonna have a friend that you knew from 3rd grade. Like you're all in a new place around new people, and you just gotta do what you gotta do. So you end up making friends faster than the average person. Sometimes it's a good thing, sometimes it's not. Like it just doesn't play out at times. But it is what it is. 'Tis life.
Tis life, man. But it was cool. So like it was very random that night, and I think we can like pick a date, like because I don't remember, but like that was like the first snowfall of that really bad snowstorm we had in Delaware.
Yeah.
Because that was like 2 years ago. Because last year we didn't have any. The year prior,
2 years ago.
We didn't expect any, and then all of a sudden, over an hour, like the worst snowstorm we've had in a while.
Yeah, because we walked into, was it Stewart's Brewing Co?
Yeah, we walked into Stewart's, had dinner, a couple beers and a couple glasses of wine or whatever. Kelly was drinking wine, so we like had our first
beer,
2 rounds,
some wine,
food,
and we were gonna get ready to go to 2 or 3 more spots.
Yeah, and then we walked out, and the fucking parking lot was painted white.
Parking lot was white. The white Jeep was covered in snow.
That white Jeep was sick.
It honestly got to a point where we looked at each other and we're like, fuck it, we're here.
It was like, yo, do we just leave now or do we just keep going? It's like, well, we're already up here. Like, worst case scenario, we're gonna get stuck here for a night. Yeah. But like, we only were like 45 minutes away.
So,
but I remember that
working south, so it just made sense.
Yeah, so I was like, well, let's just go up the hill like 10 minutes, hit 1, go down, hit 2, go down, hit 3, and then we're all on our way home.
Yeah.
But don't worry, I'm not pro drinking and driving. We actually had someone stop drinking. So like Kelly drank early in the night.
Kelly drank early and then she was good. She doesn't, at the time she didn't drink beer.
Yeah. She had wine at dinner and then.
Yeah, so she had like a couple drinks at dinner and then maybe a handful of sips.
Tasting our beer and saying, that's piss.
Off of the shitty things that we were drinking. And she was just over it, so she was our DD.
But I remember that night though, because like my phone rang and I was like, Jeff Bailey. I was like, oh shit, I wonder, like, all right, maybe this dude like needs help or like has an SF question or some shit, like, going on base, like, hey, what can I bring or what can I not bring? So like, hey man, what's up? He's like, hey, what are you doing? Nothing, I'm chilling at home. He's like, yeah, you want to go drinking? Where? We're gonna go hit some breweries, and I knew you knew them. I was like, fuck yeah, I'll be ready in 10 minutes.
Yeah.
That shit was dope.
And that was pretty much the start of it. Like,
that was it, because then it was just like, next time I knew I was going out, I was like, you know what, I'm gonna hit up Jeff. And he's like, yeah, man, I'm down. And then from there, we were just like, hey, we should hit this one next. And there's plans after plans after plans.
One thing that I guess no one who hasn't lived in Delaware doesn't know, Delaware has a lot of beer festivals.
Well, not only that, but like there's like a lot of shit to do. You just have to go out and find it.
Yeah.
I think that's the biggest thing people don't do is they don't
go out. So like, and we just happen to always, because we're both social people, so we always just happen to be at these events. And it ended up just being
making new friends and then linking our friends with our friends.
Yeah.
That's kind of like that. Okay, sorry, that's gonna segue into the next one I wanted to talk about. It's like Dela Cruz asked yesterday on our Instagram. He was like, yo, how did this shit even start? And I personally have been saying, I think we've both been saying it for at least a year, like, yo, we need to start recording our conversations, or like we need to start doing something, because we just get into shit and it's fucking hilarious. And like between the two of us, I think you know enough interesting people and I know enough interesting people to be like, yo, I want to like talk, because I want someone else to hear their story, because I think it's a dope story.
Yeah, honestly. But goes back to being military. Like, we all come from some crazy ass back. Like, there's a reason you joined the military.
Yeah.
Whether it was to get away from something,
College,
money,
leave.
something. Like, there's a reason you left.
Uh-huh.
There's a reason you stay in, and there's a reason you go back or you get out or whatever. And everyone's story is usually really interesting.
Yeah.
Like,
and it's like very unique too, because like you might not know because you didn't come from the same background, but then someone else might have. So you guys really link on that.
Yeah.
You guys can really connect on that.
And there's like completely polar opposite. Like, you have the person who came from nothing and didn't have a great home life or whatever, to
the person that actually came from a family, a very wealthy family, that was like, I don't want any part of that.
That just wanted to go make their own name for themselves.
Mm-hmm.
And the military was the easiest way for them to do that.
Yeah,
so
it definitely works.
Yeah, it's actually really cool. And the more you meet people and the more you just branch out and talk, it's an interesting world, man. There's some interesting people out there, and there are a lot of people who have lived a life by 18, 19, 21 years old.
Yeah, this is true.
That you wouldn't expect, because everyone just assumes you're a college-aged kid who doesn't know.
It's like, whoa, I've actually got 3 years of experience, and I've done this, and that, and I, have 6 people under me. And it's like, whoa, you just turned 21.
So if you meet someone who's been in the military for a while, by 24, you've lived enough of a life that you could.
Well, here's my rap sheet.
Yeah, you can go out and be like, this is what I've done for the last 6 years.
Resume's looking fat. So, like, we're talking about, why a podcast, because I think we get into some really unique and like cool conversations that just like brings up so much different shit from so many different backgrounds. That, like, why not start a podcast? The other thing I think I really like, I think my target audience is like, yes, you can go listen to Rogan, yes, you can go listen to all these people, but then you look at it and it's like, oh, well, that's dope, because I could go hunt elk and do all this other shit, like, if I had all the money in the world.
Yeah, like,
but it's like, we're like down to earth people that are doing the daily grind, like, shit, like.
And I think that's, at least now, like, we're just normal people who
your everyday guys that have probably gone through the same shit that you have.
More than likely, I think.
That's why I like this, because it's like the unique people that we know. Like, yeah, so-and-so's got a cool story. It's like, I know someone that could totally relate. Like, we should get those two guys to link up.
Yep.
Because that's kind of like how we are. It's like, oh, you remember your friend that you introduced me to? I'm going to link them up with so-and-so because they just hit it off.
Yeah, and like, they're just going to click.
Create friendships.
And that...
Introductions.
Like a millionaire matchmaker. Like,
yeah, and we just do it as a hobby.
Yeah, and it's just like, it's not even a hobby, it just happens. Like, you bring like-minded people together, either they're going to hate each other because they're too much alike, or they're just going to click, and you're going to see them run off into
they're gonna love each other.
Into the sunset, just coexist.
Right off.
Yeah, long walks on the beach.
Like John Bronco.
John Bronco.
Okay, if you have not been on Hulu in the last week, there's a 38-minute fucking, what would you call that?
Short film?
It's a short film, but it's like, what's the word for like where they just poke fun at it?
It's like a mockumentary.
It's like a mockumentary of like this fake fictional character, but talking about Broncos, and his name is John Bronco, and you just have to go in there because all the fucking jokes, like, I want to get that B-roll film, like, and just create that for us.
Yeah, so not
Functional
Broncos like the
Degenerates.
horse, just so you guys know, it's the Ford Bronco, the car.
Because it's making a comeback and whatnot.
Yeah, so...
Jeffrey's apparently buying one, but don't tell Kelly because...
it depends. I don't know. I'm still on the fence.
You already pre-ordered one.
It was $100.
I would have done it if I knew that it was...
It's refundable.
Yeah,
too.
I didn't know it was refundable.
You'll get it back if you don't buy one. Allegedly. It's probably written somewhere in there.
Your $100 is gone.
It's $100.
Poof, into the... This man's got $100 to blow. One day, I want money like that.
You have $100 to blow. You fly.
I haven't flown in a while, brother.
You flew.
I used to fly.
Over the cuckoo's nest.
Yeah, that's it. That was like a simultaneous sip break.
Yeah.
So, I don't know, man. I like the idea of podcast. I'm also a podcast fucking geek. So, like, you probably know, most of you know me. If you're, like, you know me or you know him. But for those of you that don't know me, you're going to meet me and I'm probably just going to be like, so what podcast do you listen to? And you're like, the fuck kind of question is that? Like, because I'm going to get to know who you are in 3 seconds.
But what's crazy is, like, the podcasts that we listen to versus, like, Kelly. Like, Kelly, at first, was listening to things that were, like, educational.
Yeah.
Where you and I more just, like, sit back and listen to something. So there's background noise.
Yeah.
And it's, like, background noise that you end up picking up, like, a couple, like, cool snippets of.
Like that shit we were talking about yesterday. How like first like podcasts are so brand new still because there's millions and millions of people that don't even know podcasts exist. And then it's kind of like when you put that out there. I heard one guy talking about it. He was like, "You put that out there, and that's about to be out there for the rest of infinity." Because like technology is just continuously going uphill.
That's fair.
What
would be crazy though is when we look back on like podcast, and it's like this outdated art form.
I know, right?
They'd be like, "Oh, dude, you remember
like VHS now?
Do you remember when people fucking filmed on those stupid ass cameras so you looked on a screen to watch a video? Like, now we just fucking walk into the video.
Like VR, yeah. We just walk in and we're there.
Yeah. If you haven't watched Black Mirror,
go watch
that one. I think it's called The History of Us, or
The History of You.
The History of You.
Yeah.
I think that might be the best Black Mirror episode in my opinion.
Yeah.
Like, it's one of those ones that you're just like, fuck.
And then remember the one where they like.
Remember?
You remember.
You remember.
Remember, fool. You remember. But remember the one that you could rate people.
Oh yeah, where everything was based off like
your star rating.
Like it wasn't.
But it was like based off just interactions. Like if you got a cup of coffee, turned the corner, and was like, "Oh, excuse me, morning, have a nice day," and like walked away. Someone would be like, "Oh, that was so nice. That person 4 stars."
Yeah. Or like if you held a door for somebody and you smiled as they walked. Dude, this just makes me into a thought that was. So when I walked to the bathroom for the first break, I walked past someone in the hall.
Jeffrey's taken 3 breaks already.
Yeah, sorry guys, small bladder. But I was walking through the hall.
I like that everyone that is on your family and your cousins and your people are gonna die laughing because they all know what you're talking about.
Yeah, so I'm walking through the hall and like you walk by someone and you look at each other and you just it's like that disingenuous smile, but just that small like makes you like you're like hey like that person just recognizes I'm a human being, I'm here, because nothing annoys you more than when you walk
ignored.
past somebody.
Or
and
like
you're like, hey, and they just stare at you.
Or like when you're ready to have a good day and you like wake up and go to work and like no one says anything to you, you're like, what the fuck?
You're
like, is there like a don't talk to me sticker on my face that I can't see?
Or like everyone like looks at you and just looks away. They're like, fuck that guy. And that's how you
rude.
Or it's like when you're driving and like you wave, and you're like, hey. And the other person
Jeep wave? When you Jeep wave them?
Yeah, when you Jeep wave, you're just like, I know you. I know your car. Nice car. Cool. And they look at you and they're like, yeah, I don't care. I don't care about your feelings. Like, those people suck.
Yeah.
Don't be those people.
Because then you would just 1-star rate them.
Yeah, and that's what it is. It's be a good person. You'll get a higher rating. You can live in the good neighborhoods.
Peace, love, and unity, man. Fortunate youth.
Fucking weirdo.
It's like my favorite saying right now. Like that's their motto is peace, love, and unity. And it like makes so much sense right now. Am I right or am I wrong?
I mean, you're right. That's what we need in the world. Is just peace, love, and unity.
Can you say it again?
Peace?
No. I'm right.
Oh, I'm not. You get one of those a month.
Fuck!
That's aggressive.
I was mad. I wanted one more. I haven't heard it.
You might get one later. I don't know. We'll figure it out.
So
where are we? What fucking topic are we?
I don't know. We gone through a couple of them, but I think we went through them pretty quick. Bro, what is this?
Where's the time?
Oh, it's actually like going away for some reason.
Why?
I don't know, but I'm pretty sure it's working. No, it's working.
We're good?
Yeah, because every time I stop it, it does.
Yeah, that is fair.
But I just, like, I'm not seeing the time, so it's freaking me out.
Yeah, so I think this is we haven't really giggled as much as we did in the last one, but we're getting, like, legit shit out.
Yeah. So, like, I think one of the other things talking about podcasts that I was going to say was, like, I think I'm going to want to try and keep it under 30 minutes so that you can listen to it in your car ride.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like most people only watch the first 6 minutes anyway, so.
Oh, not saying. Just add them, bro. Just add them next time.
Hey, I'm hurt.
But
it's disgusting.
I don't like you anymore. I think that's the end of Functional Degenerates. We're breaking up now.
That was fun. That was real.
Thanks, dude. See ya.
I'm out.